What is good people? You are now listening to another episode of A Wicked Good Time with Danny Foxworth. I am your humble narrator, Danny Foxworth. And on this episode, we're going to sniff some candles and talk about some things. But first and foremost, I got to give credit to the Carolina Panthers. Normally, whenever I do this podcast, I usually start off by airing my grievances about the Carolina Panthers. But they're on a they've won 2 games in a row right now. And honestly, it feels weird, but it's also a good feeling to know that they're getting their W's. So 2 weeks ago, they beat the Saints. And then last week, they beat the Giants in Germany. And now they went fresh off a bye week, and they got the Kansas City Chiefs looking them dead in the face. So we'll see what happens with that. And also, I got to eat crow about Chuba Hubbard. You know, I gave him shit on the first episode, but the man has really made a liar out of me. And you know what? I'll gladly eat crow if it means that he's going to be balling out the way that he's balling out. So I got to give a big shout out to Chuba Hubbard. And before I sniff the candles, I got to give a big shout out to Chef Amethyst Ganaway. She was the conductor of this big panel that they had at the South Carolina State Museum this past Saturday evening, the Harvesting Heritage. Awesome event. Got to learn some things about, a group of black folks, particularly that live in Pickens County, and how one lady that lives there, her and her family had to fight off the Klan. And it was an incredibly riveting story. And just talking about how important it is to preserve the history of her community. And she's a deacon at Soapstone Baptist Church. And it's a place called Liberia, South Carolina, which again is in Pickens County in the upstate. And man, she just imparted so much knowledge and so much wisdom and so many jewels to take home with us. And after the event, there were also 2 other people on the panel. There was a professor at the University of South Carolina, and there was also a photographer, a photojournalist, if you will. And their names escape me, blame my head, not my heart. And they also had some very, very vital and important information that they shared with the crowd. And then after the panel, then we all sat down and ate, which was food provided by them. They had collard greens and mac and cheese, and it was this really good roasted chicken. But that bread pudding, my God, that bread pudding was out of sight. Shout out to whoever made it. That sauce that they put on it just put it completely over the top. And yeah, big shout out to Amethyst. You're doing your thing, and I'm going to keep supporting you any way that I can. So without further ado, we're going to sniff some candles. So I picked these candles up actually while I was in Columbia this past Saturday, and I saw these 2 candles in the clearance aisle. They were marked down. And the first one I'm going to go with is Salem Candle Company. The scent is Leather Tabac Oud. I believe that's how you pronounce it, O-U-D. Black oud and leather tobacco with mahogany and warm musk. Hand-poured scented wax. So crack this open. I like the cork top of this. This is cool. Let you know that they mean business. All right, it's two wicks on this one. This one was marked down for $8. So this is a pretty good bang for your buck. Oh man, yeah, this one, I like this one. I definitely smell the tobacco in this one. That tobacco and that mahogany are the 2 standout notes for me with this one. This one again, Salem Candle Company, leather tobacco and oud. This one definitely gets a passing grade for me. I love the smell of this. Anything with tobacco or the word wood at the end of the scent is 13 times out of 10 is going to get a passing grade from me. So I'm going to go ahead and light this one here up, and then I will set this one to the side. And while I'm lighting this candle, I want to get into my experience last week. I tried something new as far as food goes. I tried the chicken Big Mac. All right, candles are lit, and I'm going to set this off to the side. And, that was a big craze with the chicken Big Mac, hitting the stores at McDonald's. I wanted to pump. I was going to get it earlier, but they had this big E. coli scare, so I was like, you know what? Let me take my foot off the gas. Let me wait a minute till the E. coli stuff dies down, and then I'll go buy a candle. And so this past Wednesday, I went to McDonald's and I tried the chicken Big Mac, and it was bad. Not impressed. Really bad. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 4 out of 10. I mean, I love Big Macs, but it was just something about the mac sauce. The mac sauce just wasn't a good fit with the chicken. The chicken itself wasn't really crispy. It was a little on the soggy side, and it was a letdown. If it was the ground beef meshes with the mac sauce exponentially better than the chicken does. So good try, good effort, but yeah, not a fan. Wouldn't try it again. But also on the subject of chicken, it wasn't until fairly recently, after the last episode I did with my mom, which if you haven't checked that episode out, make sure you check out that episode. After we recorded, and I don't know how we got on the subject of chicken, but she informed me that my dad really don't rock with boneless chicken like that. She was like, anytime I want to go out to eat, he's like, as long as if it's not the Zaxby's or Chick-fil-A or Raising Cane's, he doesn't mess with any of it. He's really set in his ways when it comes to how he consumes his chicken. He likes his chicken with bones in it. Give him that 2-piece from KFC or Piggly Wiggly. Anything else, he's turning his nose up to it. So, hey, the man likes what he likes. I can't knock that. And while we're on the subject of food, I'm going to light up this next candle. It's the second candle that I found on the clearance shelf in the candle section in TJ Maxx. It's a CA Candle Studios company. The fragrance is pumpkin caramel. I mean, it's the fall. It's pumpkin season. So, I mean, why not? American-grown vegan soy wax blend, designed and poured in California. Each ingredient used is specially hand-selected so that every single candle gives you a feeling of luxury. So we're going to see how luxurious this candle smells. This one was $6. It was originally marked at $9.99. So yeah, shout out to TJ Maxx. So I'm going to take the lid off this candle. This one is 1 wick. And take a smell. Oh man, yeah, this definitely smell of caramel. I think the caramel is the dominant fragrance in this one. And I smell the pumpkin smell on the back end. But yeah, this one, I like this one. I would say on a scale of 1 to piss my dad off, this one, I give this one probably a solid 3.5. I don't think Dad is going to trip if I lit this in the house and I told him to come over and he would think that I was cooking something, because I don't know how much he really rocks with pumpkins like that. So I'm on the safe side with this one. I don't think he's going to freak out too good. So, yeah, that's it for these candles. I'm gonna go ahead and light this one. And yeah, I appreciate y'all listening. Make sure you continue to like, download, and subscribe to A Wicked Good Time with Danny Foxworth. I'm actually going to do something different with this one. This podcast, this one is strictly going to be on YouTube. This one, you won't find this one on your streaming services. So with that being said, make sure you like, download, and subscribe to at A Wicked Time with Danny Foxworth. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can find these episodes. You can find my YouTube channel at Danny Foxworth 843. There you can find the video versions for all of my podcasts, which include this one, my baseball podcast, At the Plate with Danny Foxworth, which there's a new episode that's going to be dropping this week. And since we last spoke with Danny Foxworth, and my other podcast, A Wicked Good Time with Liz and Danny, which I dropped a new episode of that last week. So make sure you check those out. And again, I cannot thank y'all enough for tuning in. You know, this is just something that started as a hobby. And, you know, this is something that I look forward to doing whenever I come home and fire up the podcast equipment. You know, just spilling my guts with y'all. And I appreciate y'all and I love y'all. And until next time, y'all be good. Keep it lit.